For many years, I used to think mentoring was broken. And an experience I had 16 years ago made me realize that mentoring wasn't broken. It's backwards. I'm a happy sixth grader living my best life in Mexico City. I had no job, no real responsibilities, and I'm doing the two things I love the most: going to school and playing video games. One day, I told my abuelita, my grandma, that her tortas de huevo, which are Mexican egg sandwiches, were the bomb. They were so tasty, delicious. I used to dream about them. For the next 2 days, she sent me this for lunch. And I was like, whoa, 2 days in a row? I must be her favorite grandchild. But these 2 days turned into a full year. After eating nothing but egg sandwiches for 2 months, I just couldn't do it no more. So, out of desperation, I had the brilliant idea to start treating them in school. Oh, and let me tell you, they were a hit. They were so popular, I even had a waiting list. Everything was going so great until my abuelita found out. And I'm not gonna lie to you, but I was scared. And I feel shame at the same time. When my abuelita talked to me, she looked me in the eyes and said, "Your voice is the most powerful tool you have, so use it, especially when someone is not fulfilling your needs." That was the day she was teaching me about advocating for myself. And at 14 years old, I would really put into practice what my abuelita taught me. When my family and I packed our entire lives in a couple of bags and moved to the United States. The reality of being in a new country where you can't speak the language or know how to navigate the systems led my parents to encourage my sister and I to ask for help and advocate for ourselves. Something that as a teenager is not a very easy thing to do. My parents didn't know it yet, but the move will not only change my life, it will also get me closer to finding that key ingredient to my success in this country: mentoring. Fast forward 3 years, and I land in this crazy mentoring journey that lasted 1,460 days. This journey gave me a first row ticket to see what was wrong with mentoring. And it also kind of made me some sort of a mentoring expert. I landed a tech internship at a Fortune 500 company. Oh, and I'm excited, because it's getting me this much closer to achieving my lifelong dream: coding video games for Nintendo. When I get there, they assign me a mentor. And oh, let me tell you, my mentor and I were the perfect match. We both like computer science, we were both passionate about coding, and we have both taught ourselves how to code at an early age. We were so much alike. But this perfect match came to an end when I decided to go from coding to marketing. The company decides to bring me back the following year, and they assign me a new mentor. But this mentorship didn't last long either, because my mentor tried to convince me to go to coding the entire time. So at this point, I think mentoring is broken. I don't understand it, and I'm not getting any benefits from it. And just when I was about to give up, the universe was like, girl, hold on. And I landed an internship where my project was, wait, are you ready? Researching mentoring resources. Oh, I was on a mission. I researched everything I could get my hands on. And finally, by the end of the internship, I had cracked how this whole mentoring thing worked. Oh, I'm feeling pretty good about myself at this point. And I scored one last internship. And get this, it came with a mentor. Oh, the day I have been anxiously been waiting for gets here. Meeting my mentor, Torben, face to face. Oh, I'm feeling like a WWE superstar, and I'm even hearing my name being chanted as I enter the room. Cinthia, Cinthia, Cinthia. I'm about to go WrestleMania on this meeting when all of a sudden my mentor throws a wrench in my game by asking me this question. Cinthia, how can I support your professional development? What? His question completely threw me off. You see, before Torben came along, my mentoring relationships look like this, where the mentor leads the mentoring relationship because they had the time, the knowledge, and the skills. And the mentee follows their lead because they're the ones seeking for the support and advice in order for them to achieve their goals. And my research supported this as well. So that's why Torben's approach seems so backwards to me. And then it clicked. There it was, right in front of me. We had the equation wrong, and we have had it for so long, and nobody has questioned it. Because you see, mentoring should look more like this, where you have the mentee, and you empower the mentee to lead the mentoring relationship because they own their growth, and you have the mentor there to support them. This is why my abuelita and my parents and Torben insisted so much for me to advocate for myself. They wanted me to own my growth. However, we have done the opposite for many years. We have focused so much on making sure that we're providing resources and support and developing individuals and becoming mentors. And we have spent very little investment in making sure individuals are equipped to be mentees. As a result, we're taking away the power from the mentee to call their shots. Because one, we're not teaching them how to manage the mentoring relationship, and two, we don't empower them to do so, which means they have to heavily rely on the mentor for guidance. I'm not saying that mentoring is bad or that we should end it. Even in its backward states, it's helped so many people who have been able to figure out on their own. Just like I did when I went into this crazy mentoring journey that started with coding and ended up with mentoring. So much so that I went and started a company so I could create mentoring programs that will empower the mentee. So, can we fix this? Heck yeah, we can. But we gotta bring our A game if we wanna see real change. So, in honor of my abuelita, whom, if she was alive today, I will eat every single one of her egg sandwiches. I would like to introduce you to a little something I like to call the egg sandwich principles. And I'm going to be sharing three with you of them today. The first egg sandwich principle is flip the narrative. We must put the mentee in the leading role when creating any mentoring, programming, training, or resources. And make sure that you include topics like conflict management, effective communications, relationship building. And don't feel like you have to do it alone. Reach out to other companies, community organizations, and even schools, and collaborate together. And because sharing is caring, make sure that you provide any of this training or resources internally and externally to anybody who's seeking for this type of support, regardless of whether or not they're in a mentoring relationship. My abuelita, when I was training my abuelita's egg sandwiches, I was doing it because I didn't think I had the agency to speak up. And I did. This is why we must empower the mentee by flipping the narrative. Second, egg sandwich principle. Find your unlikelies. Okay, mentees, we got a lot of catching up to do. So in order to expedite your growth and help you get comfortable lead your mentoring relationship, go find your unlikelies. Your unlikely is the person most unlike you. That might be somebody in a different area, in a different field, in a different age group. The more opposite to you, the better. They're going to help you learn new skills, get new perspectives, get you comfortable stepping out of your comfort zone, and it might spice up your mentoring circle. My abuelita and I were one generation apart. But she taught me about the importance of asking for what I needed. So, go find your unlikelies. Last, egg sandwich principle. Own your growth. Mentee, you hold so much power when it comes to driving your personal and professional development. But the key is to know what you bring to the table every single time. That's why it's important for you to do an assessment of your skills, abilities, and experience. Because this will showcase your gaps, it will highlight your worth, and it will help you figure out what areas or type of support you need. Then bring this information over to the person who you want them to mentor you, and together decide if they have the tools and resources to invest in your growth. Mentee, I want you to please remember this. A mentor's job is not to reshape you or to remake you, but to invest in your growth. My abuelita's lesson helped me when I moved to the United States, but they also take me charge of my future. This is why I'm a huge believer of owning your growth. My abuelita was one of the biggest and most influential mentors I have ever had in my life. Not only did she leave me with the most delicious egg sandwich experience, but through her lesson, she helped me flip the narrative and find the power of my voice, find my unlikelies, and own my growth. And because lessons must be shared, I want to use the power of that voice to ask you to reimagine with me what could mentoring look like if it wasn't backwards. And we were to empower every single person seeking for mentorship the opportunity to unlock their full potential. It is up to us to give this generation and future generations the power to advocate for themselves. Every choice we make today will or will not change the way mentoring continues to be done. The good news is that mentoring is not broken. It's backwards. So all of us can contribute to this change by being intentional and advocating for the mentee, for them to own and to lead their mentorship. I want to ask all of you to do this with me and show my abuelita that we too won't give a lifetime supply of egg sandwiches they don't want.